Hello, welcome to Gothabilly Knits Knitting Podcast episode 3. So I wasn't going to record today. Well, the plan had always been to record today, but I didn't get as many projects. Here she comes every time. I did not get as many projects done as I thought that I would. And I really wanted like more to show. I wanted to show like more whips, and Christmas just took over, so my battery is dying. The kids are still home from school for winter break. They will be home, I think it's a week from today they go back to school. So if you hear some ambient noises from my son, my daughter won't be making the noise, but my son is playing a video game and on occasion screams at the top of his lungs. Not on occasion, pretty frequently. So anyway, I hope that you all had a really good holiday. I feel a little bit rusty, so we're going to try to get through this together. We have Siri here with us. For whatever reason, she loves when I podcast. We're actually in my workshop or studio space, which has a new desk, which I'm very excited to show off. So this is a desk that my mom gave us years ago, and we never brought it up from the basement. And of course, when I no longer have a online business is when I have a workspace that makes me feel good to be in. I don't know, it was always so chaotic before my workspace whenever I had my Etsy shop, but I don't know, maybe it did work out that way for a reason, that I finally have a workspace that I feel like represents me as a person. There's cat hair flying everywhere. I haven't introduced myself, but my name is Lindsay. My social media is Gothabilly Knits for my knitting content, fiber related content, art content, I don't know. And then my tattoo social media is gothabilly.ink. So it's gothabilly.knits, gothabilly.ink. I told you I was rusty. I'm a tattoo artist in the Midwest. I am also the co-owner of a very small private studio in Jacksonville, Illinois called The Painted Lady, which I co-own with my business partner Aurora, who is Rose King Tattoos. So if you ever feel like getting a tattoo, you can come see us. But also in my spare time, I am an artist of multiple other mediums. Fiber artist, I am a painter, I crochet. What else do I do? I've been recently painting miniatures like this Baba Yaga house that my husband printed for me because he got a 3D printer for Christmas. So it's very creepy and I love it so much. That I have so many things I'm doing right now. I think what I'm gonna start trying to do is have a studio series podcast thing that's just my artwork, and then keep this part just knitting, because that helps me. So we're going to just talk about knitting and yarn and all fiber related things. That way anyone that's not super interested in my artwork or the type of art that I do, because I've definitely had some not so friendly crossovers happen where people liked the vibe that I guess I put out for yarn but not my artwork. So I'm gonna do both because I'm not ashamed of either, but I'll separate them so that people can watch what they want to watch. So for finished things, there is not much, and one of the things I finished is not here with me. It was a Christmas gift for our buddy Levi, and I showed them last podcast, but they were a pair of boot socks that I finished and gifted to him, and he really liked them, and they fit, so that was good because his previous socks were not fitting anymore, probably didn't ever fit. I knitted him socks when I was pretty early into sock knitting, so now we are redoing those and also doing thicker, bigger boot socks because he wears boots all the time. My next finished thing is not really finished, but it is in timeout, and it is, the knitting is finished, so I wanted to show it to you, but it is unfortunately in the timeout pile because I made some mistakes that I want to fix. But it is the Stella Quilt cushion cover, and this one's for Rory. It's beautiful, and I'm sure on camera you can't see, like, especially when I hold it back here, it looks fine, kind of, but I'm gonna bring it closer and you can see my seams are too tight. There is no additional give beyond this. And I did block this. I wet blocked it and I tried to steam block it. And so, like, where it will stretch here, there is no stretch here. And that's not gonna work for what I plan to do with this. So I did do a crochet seam, which means ripping it out is gonna go, it's gonna be super easy. I think, let's see, no, every seam I did was I used a hook that was too small. I just used too small of a hook. So this is in the timeout pile for right now. I'm going to rip out those seams and I'm going to whip stitch it together, because the next finished project I have is a mug rug that I did following kind of like the same pattern idea, where it was multiple squares knit corner to corner, and I did this, which is a little mug rug because I needed something for my new desk because it's wood, and I'm a very messy artist, so I really don't want to ruin this. It's beautiful. It has like a starburst pattern inlaid into it. It's not vintage or anything, but it's kind of made to look like an old library desk. So anyway, I of course have coffee all the time because I have an addiction. And so this is 4 squares, and I whip stitched loosely-ish, and there is so much more stretch. It's much better. So this is how I'm going to fix Rory's quilt cushion. It's just so much smaller, so I was able, I got it, I will get both of the, I will get Rory's done quickly once I start. I just need a mental break because I worked on it for a few weeks. I got so excited whenever it was done, and then I messed it up. So I'm sure you guys can relate, but I also want to make more of these. I did plan to felt this because I've never done a felted project before, and I think that once this shrinks down from being felted, it will be a very good coaster size. But right now it's a good mug rug, so I can put like if I have like a little plate of cookies or something like that to have with my coffee. So I don't know. I do want to make more of them though, so maybe I'll felt some and keep others, you know, the way that they are. Those are my finished objects. We will move on to works in progress. So for works in progress, I don't think I talked about these last time. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But I may have mentioned last time that Aurora and I are going to be joining a yoga class. We're going to be signing up for a yoga class in the new year. I don't know when it will start for us. I think the second week of, I still have to sign up for it, but I've already talked to the instructors and everything, so, you know, like, it's not going to be a problem to sign up. But I'm nervous because I've never taken a yoga class or any kind of fitness class before, because I don't do the whole fitness thing really, even though I probably should. In an effort to comfort myself, I turned to knitting because that is what I do, and I'm working on a pair of yoga socks. These are Lacey. It's a super simple double eyelet. I'm to the ribbing before I, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This is the ribbing. I'm to the ribbing that will happen over the heel, and then you bind off over the heel and then cast back on under the heel. So the style that I'm doing these in has no heel and no toes and no like, what's the part, what is the part before your toes? Pad of your foot, so it's just the arch that would have that will have netting around it. So I'm pretty excited about those. I do sort of wish I had made these bigger, so what I think I'm gonna do is make these sock style, and then I'm gonna do yoga leggings that go up over my calf. So and those I'll do in like either bulky weight or just Aran weight. But anyway, I am really happy with this, how this pattern's turning out. It is a DK weight. I think I'm using a size 6 or 7 needle. This is Ruby and Rose's Lucky Penny fingering weight held double. It is a MCN, so merino, cashmere, nylon. So it's very soft, but Ruby and Rose's yarn is always really, really soft. And I cast on 40. I kind of made it up as I went, as is my habit. But yeah, so that's these. I'd like to make Aurora a pair for her to wear to class too, if I can get back on knitting them, because I haven't worked on them for almost a week. Oh, I completely forgot. I'm gonna leave this here because I do have another finished project, but it doesn't, I'm not gonna count it because it's not what I wanted. It'll make sense in a minute. In this gorgeous yarn by Witchfire Fibers, here's the band. It is in, it's called Gilded Evening, and she and I did a collaboration when I had Simply Serving, and she gifted me some yarn from that club that we did, or maybe we did a trade. It was a long time ago. But this is superwash merino, 100% superwash merino. It is so beautiful. All of her yarn is so beautiful, but it's this rich, dark greenish, tealish blue. But anyway, so I love wearing bandanas, and I've crocheted bandanas for myself, and I wear them all the time. But I really wanted to knit a bandana for myself, and I got inspiration for this from, it was a free pattern by Hobbii. I don't remember the name of it, but I'll pop it up here. I didn't end up following it, but it was the inspiration behind this bandana, which isn't quite right. I did finish it, and it's beautiful. The drape is beautiful. The increasing was too slow. So if you can't tell, I was doing an increase only on every other side up until about this point. And then when I got here, I did more of a rapid increase because I was like, this is going too slow. It's going to be longer than it is wide. Or it's going to get long too fast. It does fit around my head, but it just, I don't know, it doesn't have enough of like a wing on either side from the fold, and it just makes me feel like I look kind of bald, like, but it does fit Stevie perfectly. So this is going to Stevie. It is 100% wool, but it's superwash wool, so we might be able to put it in the wash if we don't remember to hand wash it. But it looks so nice on her, and yeah, she actually wore it for quite a while, so I think that she likes it. So that's Stevie's, and I still wanted a bandana in this yarn, so I cast on another one, and I followed a more of a triangle shawl pattern, and I kept it garter stitch because it would make it a little thicker, and I hoped it would give it a little bit more height, thick, like it would make it stick up off my head a little more. I don't want to say give it body, but anyway, so this is how it's going. I'm just doing these little berry lace clusters. They make me think of berries. Isn't it so pretty? I know it's getting a little washed out because the window is right here, but I'm really close to done. I need to do 2 more berry cluster repeats and then the lace edge, and then we'll see if I need to add some extension for ties. I don't know if I will, but I like it so far. And it's like, I don't think I'm ever going to be the type to wear a bandana around my neck, but it would double as that too. So anyway, self-drafted pattern, bandana. This is really all I've been working on. Okay, my last whip work in progress is in this Art Nouveau tote, also from Amazon. It's not anything special, but I do use it all the time. It's a crochet project and it is so close to done, but the rows are so long. But it is huge. As you can see, I still have like 14 rows left on it, or 7 stripes. But it's a granny square shrug. Can't you see? Like, it's going to be so nice because look at the drape. It's so pretty. The drape is really nice. It is sport weight yarn, but I'm using a size, hello, K. My Soot Sprite crochet hook that I made a while ago. I still make crochet hooks for the Painted Lady, and would you believe that they sell really well? People come in just for crochet hooks sometimes. So I need to, maybe in my art studio series I'll show me making some, but I need to make more because Christmas is over and the last batch I did was Christmas. But anyway, I'm really close to sewing down the sleeves. I'm excited to wear this. I'm thinking this will be also something I wear to yoga, to just like kind of throw over, like, I don't know, my yoga outfit. I don't know what I'll wear to yoga. Probably just what I wear all the time. I'm excited about this. It is knit in Wool of the Andes. Sport weight is the black, which is a little scratchy for me right now. I do know Wool of the Andes softens considerably when it's washed. I have a pair of mittens knit from Wool of the Andes, and they're very soft now. Also, this is going to go on over clothes, so I'm hoping I will be able to tolerate it because I really don't tolerate wool garments very well. And then this is upcycled alpaca blend from Knit Picks. In the color, I don't know. I thought it was like Stargazer or something like that. I've had it, oh, Space. I was close. So yeah, very pretty, kind of heathered plum color. And I'm actually going to just finish out the striping. I'm gonna stop striping and just finish it out in this plum color because it is softer than the Wool of the Andes, and I was thinking like the part that touches my neck I would like to be the softer and I can touch that to my neck and it's okay. So anyway, I hope I'll have this done by the time I talk to you guys next, but probably won't. So that is all I have for works in progress, and we are moving on now to things oh wait, no. One more thing, but it almost doesn't count. It almost does not count, so that's why I wasn't going to include it. So in this beautiful color, it's called Dandelion. It is by Imperial Yarn Co. I used to carry them in my Etsy shop. I have a bunch of it right here off to the side, and I need to use it or gift it or maybe eventually sell it again in the Painted Lady. I don't know. I don't need to plan that right now. I don't need to think about it. My brain has been way too busy the last week. I need to go back to work is what I need to do. That's what's wrong. But this is all I've cast. This is all. I wasn't going to include it because this is it. I've only cast on. I haven't even joined in the round, but this is going to be the watch cap by whoever it's by, for my husband. He likes teeny weeny beanies. I might make this one so that it goes over his ears because it is shockingly cold right now. I want to knit a watch cap for him, Levi, and Will. And then I also have a couple people that I work with near in the building, like, that I would like to knit that for as well. So I hope I like knitting this pattern. If I don't, I will be looking for another hat pattern. But anyway, that's the watch cap. There is nothing, not even a single stitch knit on it. Oh, and the bag is from Random Fandom Bags, who is Jamie. She's not as active on social media as she used to be, but she's a good friend, and I hope everything's okay with her. I feel like a lot of small businesses have changed a lot in the last year, myself included. Humans tend to be in sync, so yeah. I get really nervous talking without something to do, so I'm gonna crochet on this a little bit. I was gonna knit, but my bandana is not in a rest row. It's at the next row of adding yarn overs, so I don't want to mess that up. So we're going to crochet on this beast of a shrug while I talk very briefly about kind of life stuff, because I don't really have any future cast-ons that I'm planning out. I have so many art projects I'm working on that I'm kind of just trying to work through, as far as my knitting goes, what I have on the needles already. Although I did help Aurora yesterday. She came over and she and her husband cast on sweaters for their nieces. They are knitting the Adventure or Adventure Time. I think it's Adventure sweater by Knitfolk. And it's a super, super easy pattern. And they're using this really beautiful acrylic, like lofty yarn from Hobby Lobby, because Hobby Lobby just opened up in our, well, not our town, not like where I live right now, not where I am right now, but where I work. They've been talking about opening for 3 years, and while I do prefer Michael's, it was so much fun. My friend and I went yesterday, right? No, Saturday, 2 days ago. And I was just a kid in a candy store. I didn't buy any yarn, though they did have hand-dyed yarn there. Not much, but they had a small selection of hand-dyed superwash merino. They had no sock yarn, which was kind of a bummer. Like, I would have liked maybe Opal or Patton's Croy socks, something like that. They did not have that, but they had everything else, including stuff to do like models, like what we're doing with Baba Yaga, and Adam has like a dozen over there he's working on. He also is wanting to start painting Warhammer, which our shop neighbor, he has a gaming lounge, which I've talked about in the past. We are hopefully going to start playing D&D. I don't know if we're going to play it in the winter or when things like when it warms up, because I am definitely just turning in every day more to into more of an old lady every day, because yeah, I don't want to go out when it's cold at all. I did want to do a mental health check-in with all of you, because I had and I don't want to like trigger anyone, so I don't, like, you don't have to stay to listen to this. I'm just going to talk a little bit about mental health, and that's probably where I'll end it, I think. Do I have anything else on my list? Oh, I was going to talk about meal planning too. So meal planning and mental health. So if you don't want to listen to that, you're welcome to leave. And I'll see you next time, or in the art studio series or whatever. Because this is so eloquent so far anyway. But I did want to check in with all of you and let you guys know that it is okay if you're having a hard time this winter, or if the holidays were really difficult for you. I actually had a pretty significant episode a little over 2 weeks ago now, and I have had psychological episodes before in my past. I've told you guys that I had postpartum psychosis. I dealt with agoraphobia, hypochondria. I have all the things. But this was different, and it has... Siri, please. I'm trying to have a serious conversation right now. Are you gonna start up again when I start talking? Anyway, it has a name. I'll put it on the screen if you want to look up stuff about it. It is probably controversial because it's a very spiritual thing, and I don't think it's going to be universally understood, and that's okay. But it is definitely what I feel happened to me, and it has been really difficult to come back from, and it has changed almost everything as far as like how I process thought, how I process sensory input. It wasn't something I was looking for. I didn't have something happen like with an anxiety attack would, you know. It felt like an anxiety attack, but like the things that it felt like I'm not able to say, I think, on YouTube. I think that they're words that get you banned. But it was intense, and it was horrible, and it took days for me to like function again after it happened. And then after that but I'm in therapy, and I'm feeling a lot better now. And like I said, there have been so many things that have changed, and one of those things is just my creative output. I have been making a lot of things. It is not spiritual psychosis, by the way. My therapist said so. Spiritual psychosis typically has a very negative aftermath, and this doesn't. It actually absolved some of the fears that I just have had my whole life, and it went, they aren't really relevant to me now, and I never thought I would get to that point. So there are good things from this, but I don't know necessarily if it's something I'm happy I went through, because I think I'm just not at that point yet. I'm not at that stage where it's like, I don't know. I appreciate it. I appreciate the perspective change. I appreciate the loss of fear in some areas, but anyway, I don't know. I feel like I'm being vague, but it's really only, I feel like it's only spiritual people that maybe will understand, unless there's a non-spiritual version of it that other people maybe have gone through. But so I've been doing a lot of research. I've been resting, and I have been talking with my therapist, talking with people that I trust, that I don't think will like judge me for it, I guess. But art is something that has been helping very consistently. If I have a hard time and I do something artistic, it just makes everything kind of turn off. So wow, okay, so I talked about that a lot longer than I thought I would. Meal planning, let's talk about meal planning. I have really enjoyed meal planning lately. I am choosing 3 meals to focus on a week, and then I place a grocery order, because no spiritual awakening can make me want to go to Walmart or any grocery store ever, because they are the worst. I hate grocery stores. I cannot go in a grocery store without my heart instantly like beating out of my chest. So let's see, the recipes we tried this last time were egg roll bowls, pesto flatbread pizza, and what was the third one? Well, the third one was gnocchi soup, which we've had before and I know I like, but it's like the, you know, like Olive Garden makes the chicken gnocchi. It was that. But I actually ended up kind of redoing it and making a blistered tomatoes, spinach, and kind of like a Marry Me Chicken adjacent pasta, and we've had that a couple times since because we really liked it. So we're getting close. Like, I think this week I'm gonna try to place my next meal plan order. And I don't really know. I think I want to do chicken parmesan for one of them. I'd like to do a new recipe because egg rolled bowls was the new recipe and the pesto flatbread pizza was the new recipe. We loved the pesto pizza. I would not make the egg roll bowls again. I did not like it. It was super bland and the texture was super weird. I did not like it. But I know a lot of people do. So that's really all I have because I'm not going to talk about my art projects in this episode because I'm going to do a art series. So let's, ooh, I'm finishing my row. Look, row. I've done 2 rows now. Yay. So we have 12 left. 12 rows left. And then whatever seaming I do. I think that the pattern recipe, I almost said recipe, did you hear? I think that the pattern calls for ribbing, like crochet ribbing around the arms of this. I don't know if I'm going to do that or if I'm just going to throw a few rows of double crochet around all the cuffs, like the collar and the cuffs. So yay, you helped me finish a row. Thank you. Oh, do you guys want a tattoo shop update? Probably not, right? I'll give you a really brief one. Hang on. Okay, tattoo shop is going well. We had a Christmas flash where I was Krampus and Aurora was a sickly Victorian child that I was going to put in a basket and hang from a tree. That went really well. Everyone really liked it. I made my head thing. I don't know where it is. Is it here? It is here. I found it. Okay, so here's my little headband I made. So this is Romney wool that when I thought I was going to be a spinner, I have a big bat of that and it's so soft and wonderful and I thought it would make it look very goat-like. This is foil wrapped in scrap polymer clay and then that wrapped in yarn and all painted black. And then this I broke a comb in half and then tied and glued it onto the headband. Headband I also had, it was one that the sticky parts down here was starting to, like, the fabric was coming off, so I just ripped it all off. The ears are pieces of suede that I bought. I bought a big piece of suede because I think I was going to use it to make slippers at some point. I didn't do that. And then I just glued wool around the edges and it looked really cute. So I'll put some pictures, and we did like a reel, but I don't think I have the reel, but she made me do a TikTok reel with her. I don't really do TikTok, but I did it for Aurora. So anyway, super happy with that. I put that together the morning of the flash event because I had all but given up. It does have a slight tackiness to it though. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited to go back to work tomorrow. A little nervous because I've just had over a week off. But I am excited to get back into tattooing and see if it kind of clears up some of my brain because it does do that for me. I've also been kind of reading oracle cards just for contemplation and to put my thoughts in a box a little bit because there's just too much. So I got a new deck. And I know that that might be controversial too, but that's kind of just my whole life is controversial right now, so it'll be okay. But I got a new deck and I think I'll do the unboxing for that in my studio series. So yeah, that is it. That's all. We don't have a Stevie cameo today because it is, what time is it? Like 10 in the morning and she is usually asleep still right now. She goes back to bed after the school and work time. So I've rambled on enough. I will let you guys go. I hope you had a really good holiday if you celebrate. I hope that winter is being kind to you and that you're being kind to yourself and that you're crafting and make sure to eat and rest and drink fluids that are good for your body. That's all I have. Okay. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.